Now those boys are men, and they can't afford a therapist. So together, on this podcast, they will air out what nobody talks about. Shit's gonna get weird, and you are going to judge. This is the Shaky and Jakey Get Judged show.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
No worries.
It's not me.
Yeah. But you visit my closet lots.
But I do walk near your closet as a dare. I assume you're recording, Jakey?
Yes, of course I am.
All right.
Of course I am.
Okay.
I've only forgot to record a couple times.
Which was and like the banger of an episode too.
Yeah.
Just
probably
banger.
our best. Probably our best not recording.
Yeah.
Oh, that's luck. That's always the case. Yeah.
Redoing them is fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I've done the same thing. I've had a guest on, and like halfway in the middle, all the IT stuff freezes and fails, and you get to the end and you look at it all, and you're like, oh, we have to redo that whole thing.
100%. I mean, we've done, I don't know how many, 156 episodes, and I think we've had like, I don't know, probably 6 episodes didn't have some type of IT episode.
Yeah.
I said episode a lot. I think I might be having an episode. So I'm just gonna yeah. If you listen to the show,
avatars are pretty cool though.
They're not bad. They do a lot of stuff. We do things.
Yeah. Love it.
So usually the first 5 minutes of every episode of this season has been us showing people how our avatars do stuff.
And we get distracted.
Ooh, I love that one.
Yeah, and then we forget what we were doing. And if you've listened to the show, there's a 92% chance that I'm recovering from some form of marijuana use.
Or still high.
I did smoke some weed at 4:30 because I didn't want to wake up. So anyways.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to wake up.
I didn't.
That sounds like an issue, dude.
Yeah. No, I have a counselor. So we, through 6 degrees of separation, you guys, Bad Counsel was one of the first podcasts to follow us.
That's interesting. That's a fact I wasn't aware of.
Yeah, like back in the day, I think 2020 we started, Jakey.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was like nobody gave a shit who we were. Like, no idea.
It hasn't changed.
And it hasn't changed. But all of a sudden, Bad Counsel followed us, and I was like, oh, wow, they actually have a following. So let's check them out and listen to a couple episodes and watch some of the stuff going on. And like, you guys started the first like podcast group we were part of, like a little podcast support group of like, what was it about? It was, it was like replays and reposts and just support your fellow podcasters. But
yes, Bad Counsel has always been very good at supporting their fellow podcasters.
Yeah, and that's why it was like, through this whole, I mean, we'll talk about it as the show goes on of where you're at and how you got where you're at now. But it was because our story's not as good. We can't tell our story, so it's like we're just two guys who hide behind things on the internet. But,
well, as long as you're having fun doing it.
I think we are. Yeah, I think we are. But so where are you? You're out east.
Yes, I'm in Florida. Sunshine. I love it. I moved down from Florida when I met Jack. So I was originally in Pennsylvania, but I was born in Long Island. So I've moved around a little bit.
Pennsylvania Dutch or no?
Oh, heck no. Even though they don't have bad food. I don't mind some Pennsylvania Dutch food.
No, for sure. Great outfits too. Great outfits.
Oh yeah. Their horses are always great.
Jakey has a secret Pennsylvania Dutch fetish.
Oh, yeah.
that he didn't
Well,
know
it's no
about.
secret.
He didn't know about it. We're going to talk about it today, though.
Oh, this should be interesting.
No.
Yeah. I can't
So,
wait
yeah,
to hear about my fetish.
So how did Bad Counsel start? Like, how did that?
To be honest, I wasn't really a part of Bad Counsel.
Yeah, you weren't, but you have the backstory,
Jack,
of it, right?
yeah. So Jack and his friends came up with this great idea to basically give everyone bad advice. People would write in with these crazy questions, and they're still going on. You know, after Jack had passed, it's hilarious, and I fell in love with the show, and that's actually how me and him had come together. Was through Bad Counsel.
You were
weirdly enough.
You were a groupie?
I was, I would say I was a little bit.
You can
of a
say
groupie.
it. It's a safe place.
Yeah,
It's a safe place.
I was impressed with the entertainment value of the show.
Absolutely.
It was just so hilarious. And Greg, who's on the podcast, is from Pittsburgh, and at the time I was living in Pittsburgh.
Gotcha.
And I had my own Instagram, doing photography and a variety of collabs with artists. So it was a lot of fun that we kind of enjoyed each other's art. And then Greg had a great idea of, exploiting the fact that Jack was single.
Oh, okay.
And they did a dating show, and I was in the form of yes. I'm going to say yes to everything that comes my way, and I was like, all right, sure, let's do this dating
awesome.
show, and that's kind of what hit off, me and Jack meeting, and he's a very unique man. He was a very unique man, so it was great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's so cool. I've listened to a few episodes, and they're pretty funny. Like, we gravitate towards real humor, like, because we use how this started. Jakey, we were on a mine site in the middle of nowhere, and
you touched me. You gave me a hug.
I
and that was over.
No, we were having those conversations that you only have with people like when no one's around, and the shit you say, and we were just like, we could do this on there, or like, we're 4 years into it. We have made no money. But we're like, it's our therapy.
Oh, I agree. I agree. And there's a community, that's the other piece to this. I watched from the sidelines as Bad Counsel was building this community with other podcasters. And it was, and I got to, got to benefit in some of the experiences that he got to experience. He got to meet a whole bunch of cool guests. Yeah. They've had, Defree. They've had Jasmine St. Clair. Jasmine St. Clair,
the wrestler. Yeah.
I actually just talked to her the other day. Like, she's just a sweet person. Like, it was just an amazing experience.
Yeah. No, that's cool. And we've met some pretty cool people, you being one of them. And I love that I'm pointing at the screen. Nobody can see me do it. I always laugh. I've got a fucking 2-pound Yorkie in one hand, and I'm pointing at the screen, and I look like I'm cool on my avatar, but I'm really not. So, anyways, I don't. Shut up, Jake.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Sam.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So now do you want to go into the backstory, like your new direction, how it came about?
Sure. So, me and Jack had met, through Bad Counsel.
I love this story. You've told it. I love it. Sorry to interrupt, but it's cool.
No, it's okay. We met through Bad Counsel, and I ended up moving from Pittsburgh to Florida to be with him. And not long after, we got together, we decided, to get married, and honestly, we rushed it because, we thought he needed knee surgery. And I was like, all right, we got to put you on health insurance. Like, I don't know how much this knee surgery would cost. No, I was like, dude, it's going to be cheaper to get divorced than it is to pay for this knee surgery. So we love each other, like this is where it's going. So let's just do it. And thankfully we did, because the next month it wasn't knee surgery. We found out Jack had cancer. And it wasn't long, it was an experience, to say the least. And he was a trooper, man. Like, he was the toughest man I ever met to watch go through some of the things he went through. But it taught me so much. Like, it opened up this whole new experience of what love really is, and a true partnership. And when he passed, I went through this crazy spiritual awakening. It was the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. I thought I was going to be in like this dark place in my life, but it was like he was right there in my ear. He was kind of guiding me through every day. And then I realized that the world was not what I thought it was.
That's a fact.
that there is so much more magic in it, that everything is designed with a purpose. Because honestly, if I didn't meet Jack and go through that with him, he would have had to go through that all alone. Right. Gotcha. So it was looking back, it was, I believe very much in God or a higher spirit, or whatever you want to call it. And I just knew that it was divine intervention of us getting together. So because of that, I started, after, my healing process, I started my own podcast called JoJo's Infinite Universe. And I try to dive into different things, from people's extraordinary stories of inspiration, of traumas, to healing, to warrior, and also things that expand your mind. I've had some psychics on, I've had a hypnotist. So I've been doing some things to kind of try to expand people's minds of what is real, or what is, so that people aren't limiting their mindset, the
perception of reality.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, changing reality. And with that, I've also started a mindset coaching, because with that spiritual awakening, I'm a Reiki master. So I've kind of tried to use some of those gifts to try to help other people as well.
Awesome.
So
I dated a Reiki master.
Did you?
There's my 2 points. There you go. Go on.
Cue the part of the conversation where the audience goes, "Ooh, I have a story too." Wait, I can make this about me somehow. And we do that as monkeys. Yeah. That's what we do.
Yes. So the biggest reason I'm here is, so before Jack passed, he had, on Bad Counsel, they what's the word I'm looking for? They read his Pimp with the Limp,
yep,
which is a parody on Cat in the Hat. And when I read it, I was so impressed with it. It's really bad and dirty, but it is hilarious. And I'm like, dude, we need to make this a book. Absolutely. So before he passed, we started working on the book, but I didn't get to finish the illustrations because, I was busy taking care of him. So afterwards, I finally finished the book and I published it on Amazon, which I have it here. It is so freaking funny. But as I'm writing it, and I love the hard copy because it does remind me a little bit more like Cat in the Hat. But I'm writing this, or, I'm trying to write these illustrations of these books.
Yeah,
and I
love it.
And I'm like, man, I don't want to make this a porn per se. Like it's
yeah, you
really...
wouldn't want pimps to be associated with pornography.
God,
I didn't want to write a whole bunch of, having dicks everywhere.
Pimps. Yeah.
Right. So like this one's my favorite page. I'll show you guys. So it says about her riding a cock, and so she's riding this big, strong cock. I don't know if you can see that well.
Oh yeah, no, I screenshotted that. Don't worry.
But it was so much fun writing it or illustrating it for him and bringing this to life, and I just wanted to share it with people because it is just. It's definitely not the Cat in the Hat you want to read to your kids at night before bed, but it is definitely something.
Depends. Depends what part of the Appalachians you're in, JoJo.
That is possible. That is definitely true. Jack probably would have definitely read it in his childhood.
He probably would have read it at his funeral. You know what I mean? Like it's the last act of the Pimp with the Limp.
Yeah.
And I made it so that people can, if you're smoking weed and you want to doodle in it, you can doodle in it, draw more stuff on it, or color it, or however you want to do it.
Now.
So
so
we made it all customizable, so you can have fun with it while you're reading it.
So it's an interactive book.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's so cool. So you guys had a short love affair then.
It was weirdly enough exactly the day I moved in, it was exactly 365 days to the day he died.
No,
exactly.
Shit.
Yeah, I moved in with him August 12th. He died August 11th.
Oh my God.
Like there's just so many synchronicities.
You need to do a 365 book.
I'm not sure what that is.
Just write a book of every day. Every day you were together. Every day you were together, write a book, 365 pages. Just go back through it. That'd be
I'm actually
amazing.
Debating about working on one right now because there's a whole nother piece to this. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to get too crazy on this podcast. Oh, what the hell? This is crazy.
I don't know if you've heard us before. I'm usually high and he's in full denial.
Yeah.
Let her rip.
2 days after Jack had passed, he literally came to me in a vision and said, "I'm coming back." And I was like, I don't know what the fuck that even means. Like, I was like,
there
no.
A comma after
I was
coming?
mad.
I'm coming.
I was like, no. It's like, no, you're not. I'm like, you've been through pain. No. And then my girlfriend, who's a psychic, she did the same thing. Like she had the same vision. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. This is crazy. And I didn't know what that meant. And so I was just like, but it made me want to heal. Like I was just like, all right, well, I need to heal all this stuff for whoever is coming or whatever that even looks like. I'm not sure. But I loved him so much that if that was something that he felt was, in our best interest for, our future. And in my vision, it was like 18 and a W. And I'm like, that W is upside down. There's no freaking way I'm going to be ready in 18 weeks. It's got to be like 18 months. But in exactly 18 weeks, he sent me someone that it's not him, but it has that same energy. So it was kind of interesting how that all played out. So yeah, I've been thinking about writing a book to put that all together because I can't even believe this experience that I've experienced.
So you've met somebody new?
I have.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Jakey has a question.
No.
Oh, okay.
I was so excited about this story.
That's so like we're both actually as fucked up as this podcast gets, we're both like pretty realistic humans with understanding people, right? So it's like as much as we bash shit and make fun of it, and I think you have to have a certain level of empathetic reasoning to understand humans and to mock them 24/7. But like that is a hell of a story.
Oh yeah, and it gets crazier.
And
but
so
yeah.
What does the new fella think of the whole like?
That was the thing. Like I was. It took me months to like, how is this person going to process it? Am I going to tell them? And I was like, you know what? If the person is the person, I'm going to tell them. And weirdly enough, that person, I actually made an episode on my podcast interviewing him to get his perspective.
Okay,
so other people.
Oh wow, yeah. So I haven't seen that one, but that's cool.
But yeah, he was totally into it. He had a twin. Well, we call ourselves twin flames now, but soulmate. Who passed away as well. So
what?
It was, it's kind of interesting. And his grandparents' names were, my real name is Joanne. His grandparents' names were Jack and Joanne.
Really?
Wow. That's
freaking me
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
so
a book.
many things. Yeah. So
it's
many
a book.
things.
It's a book. And it's definitely this could be a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It could. And
if we take all the dirty stuff out.
Yeah. Add some snow. There's got to be a skating scene. All Hallmark movies have a skating scene and a nice rink in the winter.
Take the dirty stuff out. No. We'll find a different platform than Hallmark. What was that TV show when I was like a teen? Oh, Red Shoe Diaries. There you go. Did anybody ever see those?
Diaries, absolutely.
I've never heard of that.
Oh yeah, so it was like this B-rated and they'd take like actors who weren't quite famous, like David Duchovny was in a bunch of episodes, and like it was like usually like really dark lighting, and it's like you'd get like soft porn. Like you'd see the hand go
all
down and it'd move, but you wouldn't see where it was. And like there'd be breasts and some ass, but you'd never see frontal. Lots of steamy showers and wet hair and like. So anyways, so there you go. Like you could bring back Red Shoe Diaries.
There you go. There you go.
So no,
wasn't David Duchovny the host of it?
Yes,
it's kind of like The Hitchhiker.
Yeah, it was a hitchhiker. That's right. Yeah. He'd be a host and he'd talk about sex. It was like Littlest Hobo on drugs. Anyways, I don't even know how to follow up that story. I'm very rarely without words, but that's.
I know it was intense. It was intense.
And so now you have a podcast. So tell us about your podcast. Like I know that you have guests and you use it to expand people's minds. Like, how'd you get into podcasting first? Like, why was that the platform you chose?
Well, it was inspired by Jack. You know, Jack I used to love listening in on his podcast. I actually, me and Tim's wife had done a podcast on Bad Counsel when people were ill. That was a lot of fun. So that's way back. I remember that one. I remember that one. Yeah. I got to do a few and it was a lot of fun. I do have to say though, being on the other end of it, and actually creating the whole thing and promoting it and all of that is a lot more work than I anticipated.
Yeah.
Like being on one is fun, but creating one is a lot of work. So I'm still learning and figuring it out, but
Jakey's been waiting for that validation all day. It's like, finally, somebody's going to recognize what I do.
It is a lot of work. And social media, no.
I would know. I wouldn't. I'm the social media guy. Yeah. He's the mixer and the promoter. Yes,
and Jack got to be the best of both worlds, or the best of his world and his podcast, because Greg did all the social media and Tim did all the editing. So
Jack just talked.
Yeah, yep. He just went and talked. And
we have a guy like that too. He comes in and out, and his wife, he knows his wife won't have any access to fucking social media, he'll like come on the show. That's funny. That's a very cool story.
Yeah, I mean, Greg was the biggest one to get me and Jack together, actually. After the dating podcast, a couple months later, like we didn't meet for months. Like we talked on the phone. I lived in Pittsburgh. He lived in Florida. And Katie had invited me down for our birthday. And Greg, like Jack just had so many things come up. The car didn't work. He had issues with, I think, dog sitting or something, or like he just had all these things that were popping up to give him an excuse to not come. And Greg was like, no, you're coming. Gangster. Yeah. Greg's like, no. Greg got him a car, like to get him down here. Probably because Greg was like, I don't want to entertain this woman by myself. Like you come down here and keep her occupied.
Or take care of this guy for the rest of my life. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm so thankful for all the people that have been involved, because it was like I said, divine intervention. Like it was crazy how when you look back. But
so you guys stay in touch with Bad Counsel, obviously, and
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. It's tough, I'm sure, with some.
Yeah, everybody's so busy.
Yeah, we struggle with that too. We're like, we want all these guests and be at all these shows, and then it's like all of a sudden, like
work.
Well, no, we both. The reason we have avatars, we both have interesting jobs, and we're quite visual and busy and shit. That's like, all of a sudden it'll be a Saturday, and we're like, oh, we have no episode. We should do an episode. We can't get a guest. Let's just do something. And then it's like those episodes are usually the most off the rails and like free for alls. It's like, what do you want to talk about? I don't know. How damaged are we? And then it's like, what fucked you up this week? So no, your story's amazing. And like, do you mind if we, like, when we put this episode out, we'll obviously tag you in it and Bad Counsel too?
Yes,
and,
please.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Please do. Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. And like, it's, our story is fucking terrible compared to that one.
We can't compete with that one.
We're not going to tell how we met. No, we're just fucking a couple degenerates in the middle of nowhere.
Well, Shaky used to have a podcast.
I had a podcast. Yeah.
And I had podcast equipment.
Yeah.
That's how that happens.
We use each other basically. Yeah, we do. We're not even friends. I think it's coming out now. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you do?
It's out now.
Yeah. No, that is, I mean, I think that's like, I'm definitely we'll push that book. I think that's a hell of an idea, like to give people an interactive book. Like it's like the Kramer the Kramer coffee table book from Seinfeld. Do you ever see that? The episodes? You're from New York and you don't watch Seinfeld?
I've watched some episodes, but I wasn't like a diehard.
Oh, well, he wrote this.
You have to understand,
I
have a huge age difference too. Like Jack was older than me by quite a bit. And I don't I've never been into you could all the people you've been mentioning. I don't know who any of those people are.
Really? I love it.
I don't follow really anyone. So I like music, but I can't even tell you who sings the song or even sometimes even what the name of the song is. My brain doesn't find that information important.
I don't think that's a bad way to be. I don't really. Yeah. I think you might have the key to happiness. Actually, there's a really good chance you're the only happy human.
Only newfound happiness.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Happiness is happiness, but no, I think an interactive book is phenomenal. That's quite the sale.
Well, yeah, and I like to, people like to doodle. And if you're reading it and, just trying to enjoy an evening, whether you like to smoke or drink or, just hang out with friends, not doing either, but it's just fun. I didn't color any of the book to allow that. I will warn you though, don't use markers. I tried markers and they bleed through. So I would recommend crayons, colored pencils, pens.
I'm only allowed crayons. So
they're perfect.
And they're actually bigger than the average crayon, so they can't go up my nose.
Oh, perfect.
Good.
Yeah, no in your ear. Good.
Yeah.
No.
Good to go.
Exactly.
Protection. Safety.
Safety first.
Safety first.
Exactly. If you only knew how ironic that statement was. So
I'm curious. How did the book process work? People talk about I want to write a book, but you actually wrote a book. You guys wrote a book and got it published.
Amazon has made it very easy. Really? As long as you have an EIN, I think you need an EIN. As long as you have an EIN, you can publish anything, honestly. And it doesn't cost you anything to publish it. They just take a very nice size portion of, you don't make money. I don't want everybody to think that you make money off these books. They're not money makers really. But that wasn't the idea, right? The idea wasn't for me to make money. The idea was just to get his work out there, kind of, I don't want to say immortalize him, but kind of immortalize him in a way, which was the second time I've been able to do this so far, which was great. I don't know if you guys heard about his funeral.
No,
I some coverage through Bad Counsel.
Yeah.
But...
So for Jack's funeral, one day I was sitting there, I was like, all right, dude, I don't know what to do with this. What do you want me to do? And the idea came to me to contact the Sharks because he was their producing, I think it's called producing manager or something. The person that organizes everything that goes on the field that isn't players. So the flags and the veterans and the singer, everything. And I got to go to some of these shows or these games.
This is baseball? Football?
Arena football.
Arena football, that's right.
Mm-hmm. In Jacksonville. So I was like, all right, maybe I could do something with the Sharks because, this is Jack. I don't want it to be a normal funeral. So I contacted the Sharks and they were amazing. And we had the best funeral. It was, I wouldn't even call it a funeral. It was a party. We had a DJ. We had mascots and cheerleaders. Wow. I did a speech. I had all of his friends got to speak, and it was just at the end we were all dancing and singing. It was the best. It was the best ceremony I've ever been to for
celebration
an end of life ceremony. Yeah,
absolutely.
It was great.
True one.
Yeah.
Yeah, true celebration.
Yeah. What was it? Instagram kind of killed it though. I was doing it live.
Yeah.
And as I'm streaming live, the DJ played Back in Black or
oh, they cut the music because it's not licensed.
As soon as this song came on, it shut the whole thing off and screwed up my whole video.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Instagram.
I know. But yeah, great, it was great. Like we got little VIP like lanyards for the immediate family and friends. Like we made it a big to do. We had like a football, flowers, and it was just great. Yeah, it was exactly what he would have wanted.
That's so good.
And I'm not.
And they took his leather jacket. Oh, that was the other thing. His leather jacket. He wore this leather jacket that they all said was like good luck. Like there was times if he went to a game and wasn't wearing it and they were losing, they'd make him go put it on.
Okay, cool.
So they took the leather jacket and they framed it and they were going to put it in the Hall of Fame at
oh no
the
way.
Jacksonville Sharks. Yeah.
Wow,
that's so cool.
Mm-hmm. He was an amazing man. Like really,
obviously, yeah,
amazing. Yeah,
he was funny as shit.
Oh, hilarious.
I'll be lucky if someone shows up to my funeral.
I'll be there.
I'll be like, you'll be in the coffin with me.
I'll be in the coffin with you grieving.
It's a cuddle moment.
They massacred my boy. They massacred him. Oh shit.
It'll be we'll finally get to cuddle on my last day.
Aww.
And you will need a shower after.
So I will, yeah.
You'll get your dream. So one of the running jokes, JoJo, is Jake's been trying to get me in a shower for 5 years. And
are you dirty or?
He is, and that's why he wants me in there. He's crossing his fingers. I am.
Yeah.
He sent me a list. He sent me a list of preferred acts.
But
the joke is that something always comes up. So.
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, right. Exactly. It doesn't come up where.
Yep. Exactly. No, that's that, honestly. There you go. Calm down, fella. I'm glad we can see the screen. Don't do one of your weird actions that you do that makes it look like you're doing things.
What?
It might be good that you guys are avatars. You know, you don't want anything popping up. No, oh wow, that's
see. So I don't know how he knows these. I swear he sits on here by himself.
So how do these avatar motions? Are you doing it with your hands or is it buttons
there's little
on the computer?
There's little buttons.
There's little buttons. Yeah, they're all like preset. Yeah,
they're preset. So we're getting pretty good at it. Like we're getting fairly. We think we are, anyways.
What usually happens is we start pressing the buttons too much, and then the podcast goes to shit because all we're talking about is what we're doing. Oh, I like that. That we're just looking at the avatars. It's kind of nothing. Just entertaining ourselves.
Yeah, which is I think what the podcast is about.
I mean, yeah. If you're not entertaining you, then who are you doing it for, right?
Exactly. Because we ain't making any money.
Exactly.
No,
I ain't doing it for the views.
No, well, I know we started YouTube, right? We're like, oh, as soon as we put avatars on, it's gonna blow up. It hasn't blown up.
No.
All they're seeing is a couple of 40-year-old men acting like 5-year-olds with cartoons. Like this is actually my dream. I live in a cartoon. It finally happened. So,
there you go.
But no, like
list checked.
Yes, exactly. So you're obviously going to stay in Florida now? That's your home?
That's the plan, at least until universe pushes me somewhere else. But I love the weather. Like I can't. It's so hard to even contemplate going back north anymore. I hate even going to visit in the winter. It's just too cold.
East Coast winters, yeah. Mm-hmm. We're both on the west coast of Canada, but the winters out here aren't like we live in Vancouver, so it's like the dark, rainy version of Florida, I guess. Would it be?
Oh, that sounds. So it? How cold is? Like, is it cold most of the year?
No. It gets to about in Fahrenheit. It probably gets to about 30 here for like a short month or so.
Yeah.
And then it goes to about it'll get in the hundreds here for a couple of days in the summer. Yeah. We don't get much snow.
Really? I would not have expected that. Do you Do you deal with the sun, like the long days, like that the sun
we're not
doesn't
that far.
go down?
We're not that far.
No.
Not far there. Okay.
We're almost the same parallel as New York.
Yeah.
Or as like Buffalo.
Buffalo, yeah.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
Buffalo curves
Gotcha.
up, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we've worked in those areas where the sun doesn't go down.
Yeah.
And
Or it goes down forever.
yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
I've been in hotels where it felt like it didn't go down, but that was a different drug and a different time. So. Holy fuck, it's
Ran
still
out of
daylight.
money.
It's a different day, dummy. And I think that one's dead.
Yeah. Or you get the opposite where you're like, where did the sun go? It was
Exactly.
Yeah.
just here.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And so what's next for you? So you're gonna stay in Florida. I assume your new romantic partner is in Florida?
Yes.
Yeah.
We currently live together. So yeah, like life's too short to take your time, right? Like
Yeah.
like Jack, that's what Jack's relationship taught me, right? Things happen too quickly. You can't predict the future. You have no idea what's happening tomorrow. So live as much as you can for today.
No,
You've got life hacked. You have life hacked.
Yeah, just love as much as you can and be as joyful as you can, because that's all it's part. Yeah,
you did a lifetime of living in a year.
100%. Like I said that to him then. Like I was like, dude, I feel like we've been together for like 20 years. Like this whole year has just like we hit everything. We hit every milestone you would hit in a 20-year relationship in a year. We went to a wedding. Like we did, you know, we got to experience, he had, you know, we both have children, you know, so we got to experience the parenting aspect together. We got to experience the marriage, you know, the dating, the crazy love story. Like it was just everything, like the critical illness and taking care of your, you know, your spouse, to, you know, having to, you know, bury that. It was a lot.
That's a lot for sure.
Yeah.
That's gonna be tough to follow any of this conversation. Anything we usually do. I'm looking at my notes going, you can't fucking say that.
What the fuck?
You can say whatever.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking.
Like I said, Jack was unique humor.
Yeah, and I think that humor is what brings a lot of podcasters together. Like, we're actually currently in a war of words with people who aren't listening to us. Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer keep stealing our shit, and they're world famous, but they haven't bit yet. So obviously there are people out there that think like us. But like that was the basis of the podcast. And I've said it a lot of times too, with men especially, we don't communicate normally. Like men don't talk. So I think podcasts have been a great platform for male communication, because we can have the best conversations in the world with a stranger at 3 a.m. over an empty bottle of fucking tequila. But trying to talk to your brother about how his family's doing, or like a coworker about how you're struggling during the week, it doesn't happen.
Oh yeah.
So like we're on
complicated conversation.
It's complicated, and so we're on here and we just ramble, and then every once in a while we'll pull into like a real moment conversation, and there'll be some sharing, and we're just like, okay, what part do we edit out? Like, we've said too much. Why are you crying? But yeah, no, your story's amazing, and it's very inspiring for growth and understanding, because like the only currency we actually control is our time, right?
Agreed.
Jeez,
and so
we're on the deep one today.
I'm high as shit. I am fucking dialed in. Like I am on a plane, like not an actual plane, but like on a different plane. But it's like time's the only thing we can control. So I mean, you might as well spend it wisely. You could have sat and grieved for 5 years and been like, "Fuck, this was all worthless. Like, why did I do this?" But you chose the other direction.
That wouldn't have honored what we had. You know, he would have been. I looked at it from my perspective. If it was reversed, like, would I want him to be miserable for the rest of his life? No. And I know he would have been pissed at me. Like, if I'm sending you all this magic all the time, like he would send me signs and songs and all. And like, if I'm going to send you this stuff and you're going to cry about it, then I'm going to stop sending it to you. Right. Yeah. Like, he doesn't want me to be sad. He wanted me to be, enjoy my life. And don't get me wrong. There's still moments you got to, feel out that stuff. And that's what I did. Like, in the beginning, like, I just I don't say wallowed, but I sat in it and wanted to feel all of it. Yeah. But yeah, it was, he would still I would still get these jokes in my head. Like, he would be like, I don't even know what to say. But like, I could hear him saying in my ear, it's okay. Just go touch yourself. It'll be fine.
Nice. Yeah. That is the ultimate solution.
Oh my God. I think Jack talks to me.
I think Jack does talk to me. Jack was actually helping me finger myself yesterday. Because I don't know where that idea came from.
Rooted. He was rooting you on.
Oh, he was rooted.
Yeah.
But it's funny you say that, because that, that's something I said on the podcast I had before this. I said, if you're ever feeling like you're going to make a bad decision, or you're going to go the wrong way, or you're having a bad day, just go fucking touch yourself. You'll be fine. Yeah. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? Trust me, it's distraction.
Oh, and it was even funnier. Like, before he even knew, when he was still doing the podcast full on every week before he got sick, we came up with this thing. I don't know if we actually put it on the show or not, but I said, dude, if we're ever fucking and one of us die, and if I die, I go, just finish, because just don't even worry about me. I'm already gone. Just finish it. Take advantage of the last moments, because that's all you're gonna get. And he would just lose it. Like, maybe you could taxidermy it for you. Like, I'm never going to need it again. No. Just take it.
Yeah.
So my wife and I were getting, this a while ago, we're getting wills done, because we had just bought a house and stuff. And we went to the lawyer, and he said, "Oh, fill out this sheet. We don't have kids or anything. So fill out this sheet. It's pretty simple. And then bring it back to me, and we'll work out your wills." So the sheet says, what do you want to do if your spouse, if you pass away? And my wife wants to be made into a diamond. And there was a website, you get cremated and crush you into a diamond. Mm-hmm. And then my said, if she becomes a diamond, I need to wear it as a cock ring. And if I die, I want to be taxidermied, and I want to be put at the end of her bed with my fingers pointing at her and my other fingers pointed at my eyes, like I'm watching you. We brought this to the lawyer, and the lawyer's like, "Okay, we can't do any of that. You need to go back and reset your questionnaire." And then he ghosted us. We still don't have wills to this day. It's been he ghosted us. We went back, we emailed him, and he stopped emailing us. He just totally ghosted us.
You're too much for him.
Well, maybe because you stole his ideas.
Yeah, he's like, oh, someone knows.
Right? He's got 6 cock rings right now. He just goes around killing people. You're going to be my diamond.
Yeah. After he writes the will.
Diamond in the rough. He just doesn't shave.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Taxidermy's great. Apparently it's illegal. You can't get a human taxidermy.
No, you can't.
It is. Mm-hmm.
It is. She shook her head. It's so disappointing.
There has to be somewhere in Florida that'll do it.
Oh, there's somewhere in Kentucky that'll do it.
I don't know. They had this one guy I saw in his funeral. They did. It might not have been taxidermy, but they prepped, his body, and he wanted to be seated on a motorcycle.
Okay.
So at his funeral, he's sitting there on a motorcycle. Like, how can you imagine walking into a funeral, expecting to see him at rest, and he's just sitting there? How do you keep a straight face?
Yeah.
That'd be it for me.
One of my very first funerals was an aunt of mine, and she had she had sat in a rocking chair so much in her life that her spine had curved. So she was constant, and she died at 98. And when when they put her in the coffin. Yeah, I was like, now I got stuck in my head. They could have straightened her out, at the funeral home, but they were the family's like, no, we don't want any, because you have to break the bones basically. And they're like, no, we just. So she sat up in her coffin just slightly. So like when they were doing the service, you could just see her eyes and her nose, and she was like, it freaked as a kid. I was like 6, freaked me the fuck out. I was like, oh, do they all sit up at funerals? Like, what is it? What are they? What is going on? She's watching us.
I was waiting for you to say that they couldn't close the casket because she was up too high.
That's exactly what happened. They would have like at the end when they went back to the funeral home, they had to straighten her out to get her properly into the casket.
Like, let's be honest, they just smashed it down.
Yeah, they're just like
the funeral director was hopping down on the lid.
You'll get exactly it, Enid. Don't worry, Enid. Yeah. Get in there. Get in the box.
Well, the reason I brought up the whole thing with Jack, if I ever die. If one of us ever die while we were having sex, is because I used to, I've worked in healthcare for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I used to work for a stroke team. And you would be the two biggest reasons people have strokes, and at least that I've seen, is they're either shitting or they're fucking.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, like raises your blood pressure too much or something. but yeah. Yeah, like, can you imagine? You'd be fucking somebody and their face starts like drooping down, or like, oh god.
Yeah, and then they shit. Yeah. There you go. Where's my stroke team?
Yeah. I saw something
wrong
different.
Stroke team.
Yeah. I saw different. But yeah, no, that's true. Like I've thought about that, like having sex with somebody and you're like, huh. And you don't tell that person, like, hey, I'm thinking of you dying, because that fucks the mood up. But like, I mean, you might learn something about your partner. You might learn something. Oh my God, thank you. I've been thinking about this too. Like, out comes the fucking Garretts and the fucking knives. But
bit of a Boy Scout. I like to be prepared in case someone dies while I have sex.
You're a bit of a Boy Scout because you like tight shorts and wearing things around your fucking throat.
Yes. I do. But what do you wear around your throat as a Boy Scout? What Boy Scouts are you going to?
You have the little kerchief. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Little kerchief. I still have an outfit, but we'll talk about that off camera. Yeah.
You want to run through the questions there, Shaky?
Yeah, I did. I sent her the questions. You want to go through them?
Yeah, I glanced them. I didn't want to prep. I wanted to try to do it in the moment.
So yeah, we do this. We do this with every guest. I don't know what to do with number 10. I don't, but I'll figure it out. Okay, so 10 questions for our guests. They're easy. Where were you born, and where do you currently live?
I was born in West Islip, Long Island, or New York, Long Island.
Yep.
And I currently live near Jacksonville in Florida.
Perfect. What is your go-to dirty word in bed?
Depends. If I'm excited, it'd probably be a "oh baby," but if it's a safe word, it's probably a pineapple.
That is fucking amazing.
Much.
That is.
Pineapple. Where? I'm hungry.
Jakey's pants are off. Okay. Question 3. Pee in the shower. Yes or no?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like,
why
people
not?
Who say they don't are fucking liars.
Nobody's lied on the show.
Nobody's got out of the shower to pee in the toilet. Like
no, it all goes down the drain. I mean, you're already washing. I mean, I wash after. Like I don't wash and then pee. But yeah.
You're like, you're done. Showers off.
I'll show me in my cleanliness. How dare me think I'll clean me. Okay. Give oral or get oral?
Both.
Fucking number one answer. You're stuck on an island for life. What 3 items do you bring? And it can be anything.
Trying to decide if I want to be like realistic or not.
No one has yet.
Well, if I'm going to be stuck on an island, I'd probably, and no one's around, I'm going to need something to bide my time. So probably at least some paper and something to draw. Like I would like some drawing stuff to entertain me.
Okay.
Probably a weed plant, because I need to be able to occupy my time and, in that way too. And I don't want just a joint because that'll go on to, that'll be gone faster.
You're going to need more. Yeah.
Yeah. I need a whole plant. Just because I'm a little bougie, I'd probably bring an air mattress. I don't want to lay on the ground.
No, that makes sense.
I like that one.
She's just going to be fucking baked watching sunsets and sunrises.
Yeah.
And drawing. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good life. Yeah.
Honestly, you don't. Yeah, that's not bad. I kind of want to go back and change my answers. But last dinner on the.
You still can't figure out why you chose to bring a strap on.
No. And the double-ended one, which was.
I'm like, you're alone on an island, dude. What are you doing?
On an island. I just got a double strap on up my ass, running around in circles, all fucking confused.
Yeah.
Trying to chase a pineapple. Your last dinner on the planet. What 3 people do you invite?
Are they alive or are they?
It can be alive or dead.
It can be alive or dead.
This is the one that gets people.
Yeah, because there's just so many people. Most of them are dead. Honestly, I'd probably love to have Jack and John. John's my new partner.
Of course.
I would love to have them both there, chat them up. I would love to hear their conversations and maybe I don't know. God would be cool. I would love to sit there and chat to God. So yeah, the 3 of them, that would make an awesome dinner.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I can send you some Canadian weed that may make that happen for you.
There we go. All right.
You may be able to have that. You may be able to have that conversation. We'll just send you a pre-dipped doobie. Okay. This one doesn't make sense for girl, but the question is boxers, briefs, or nothing. So I guess nothing. Okay, there you go.
Usually.
That's a good answer. Now, you said earlier you don't watch a lot of shit, but what is your favorite movie?
Oh, no, I watch a lot of shit. I just don't know the names of any of the people that play in them. Weirdly enough, one of my, if I go by favorite, I'll go by the one I've repeat. I don't watch a lot of things more than once. So the one movie that I think I've watched more than any other movie, and now why am I drawing a blank?
Debbie Does Dallas.
What is she even called?
We can start to guess.
Oh, wow. I can't even think of it.
It's our favorite game.
It is my favorite too. And why
is it the one with the guy?
There's a guy and there's a girl. It's a Anna Kendrick movie. I think I'm even saying. Am I saying her name right?
She's on my list, by the way. I like this. How this is
I love her.
Yeah. Guy and girl. The Accountant. Is it a comedy?
No,
rom-com?
It is a comedy. It's a comedy with it's an assassin.
Oh, with Sam Rockwell.
Mr. Right. That's it.
Mr. Right.
Yes, that is a great movie.
Good.
That is one of my favorites.
I was in my head. I saw it. I'm like, I hope she says the Sam Rockwell one.
Yes. He plays the role so well.
He's
the assassin guy, and it's just it's a great love story about 2 crazy people. How crazy matches crazy, and it's just it's one of my favorites.
That's a good call.
And I love his dancing, the way he.
Yeah.
Woo!
I like Sam Rockwell. He was in Seven Psychopaths too.
Yeah.
Really good
Bag with the Heads. Yeah.
And Argyle, new movie that's out with.
I love the part where Anna comes out. She goes, "I banged him, baby. I banged the first one. I banged." She goes, He goes, "You banged all the dudes. You got 100% of the dudes."
He's awesome. I love her.
Oh.
I'm a T-Rex, amazing. She says. So good.
She's on my, the wife and I have a list of celebrities that if we ever met them, then we get a hall pass. Yes. And I met her in LA what was that, a month and a half ago? Shaky? Yeah. She was in a restaurant and my wife looked at me and goes, "Go ahead. There's your hall pass." And I was like, "No." And then she went into the washroom. She's like, "Now it's perfect. Just go to the washroom and take your hall pass." And I was like, "Yeah." as I get arrested. Oh, come on, Anna. I have a hall pass.
My wife said
me.
My wife said,
like, I gotta be your hall pass.
I love how guys say that. Like, I'm hall pass. Like, you have to make sure the other person is going to be willing to participate in your hall pass. Otherwise, it's a crime.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
I'm as shocked as everybody.
I'm pretty sure my wife would have loved the 10 years of silence that she would have got while I'm away.
Oh, she wouldn't have. I'd be standing on the porch every day.
Is he back yet?
You massacred my boy. Look at him. Okay.
You made him do that hall pass.
You made him do the hall pass thing, and look what happened. Now he's getting hall passed around. That just flowed.
That was good.
So
now, what would you do if somebody had you as a hall pass?
It depends who it is.
I love how we both look at each other. We can't see each other. Right?
Yeah. I wonder. I wonder. Yeah, it would depend who it is, I think. If you don't have a choice, though, well, then I just got to go with it. Can't give it. Don't upset too many people in life.
I'm your hall pass. Somebody's dreams. You know what I mean?
I'm your hall pass.
Uncle Ken, I thought you were dead. You look dead, sir, and I don't want that in me.
Maybe that's what it is, Shaky. Maybe that was the hack. Our uncles had hall passes this whole time.
Yeah, back in the day. Shaped us.
Yeah, grandfathers, whatever.
Yeah.
My grandfather's uncles. Some man you trusted somewhere along.
All of the men.
Chapter 96 of the book. Why I was hall passed around. Okay, so song you want played at your funeral. Back in Black, because I'll take down the live stream.
Yeah, for real. I honestly wouldn't even, I don't know if I can even answer that question because I'm really bad at picking names. Yeah. Yeah. We'll just have we'll have everybody there just pick a song and start singing it. I don't freaking know.
I'd like everyone to cry, please.
Geez. Staying Alive. That would be funny.
That's good. That's a good one.
Staying Alive.
I like that.
Okay. Well, number 10 is a throw together now because I wasn't sure what to do with it. So number 10 is Fuck, Marry, Murder. Right?
Okay.
So I got to pick 3 people. I don't know. Let's go with.
And I have to make sure I know who these people are.
Anna Kendrick.
Yeah. That's
okay, I got that one.
Sam Rockwell.
Good call.
And John Travolta.
Okay, you're gonna have to help me with Sam Rockwell. I don't know.
He's the guy from Mr. Right.
Yeah.
He's the assassin. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'd murder Travolta. I don't want to do either the other two to him.
Yeah.
I'd probably marry Sam and fuck Anna.
That is an amazing answer.
Yeah, probably.
We'll have to be there to qualify the Anna situation.
I would need witnesses as well.
Yeah.
Jake's like, let me show you how I do it. Okay? This is what I do. How do we stop her from screaming? Oh my God. That was great. Those answers were amazing. Thank you. Very, very smooth flow to that. And that hour flew by.
That was great.
It did.
It was, and we've been going back and forth for a few months now, right? You're like, hey, I want to be on the show. And I was like, yeah, we want you on the show. And it's like, once will be, Jakey will be in Vegas or Dallas and I'll be stuck up north somewhere. And we're like, how the fuck do we get, it's hard to get guests together, but this season's been our most guest heavy yet. And I think it's been our best. And the guests just keep blowing us away. So your story's fucking amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Do you want to plug? You want to plug your podcast and
plug it all?
Yep. Sure. You can find me at jojo'sinfiniteuniverse.com. All my stuff's on there from my podcast. I do twin flame totems, which are art pieces. And I also have mindset coaching. So if anybody's looking to reprogram their mind and be able to get to their optimal potential, they can reach out for me for that. I do virtual services as well.
Sweet.
Fantastic.
That's awesome. We have nothing of substance to offer.
Yeah.
We're just
I'm gonna spend the afternoon crying that I haven't done enough in my life.
And that you haven't met your soulmate?
Yeah.
I mean, oh wait, she's not listening.
Twin flames. I love your website's great.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't even know that term. Like, it's so weird. Like, I swear, as you like evolve, if that's what you want to call it, like your brain's changing, you find new words that didn't exist in your vocabulary before. Like, I heard of soulmates, but until Jack passed, I never even heard the word twin flame. And then I was like, oh, well, yeah, that's what we were. Like, they're like people that are designed to help you grow. They're not like some people try to make them seem like these fairy tale things. And don't get me wrong, there's a fairy tale component to it, but they are challenging relationships because they're designed to help you grow. So they're they're not for the faint of heart. We'll say that.
That's cool. I love it. Yeah, no, that was good.
Thank you guys so much. This was so much fun.
Yeah, thanks for being on, and we'd love to have you on again for some updates down the road. And
sure,
feel free to plug us away, and we'll plug you away.
Will do.
I said that as dirty as I could.
I got you.
Jakey just like, fucking hurry up! I'm almost at the Anna Kendrick page. JoJo, thank you so much. It's an absolute pleasure.
Thank you for being on.
Yes, thank you guys so much. You guys have been great.
We pardon this interruption. As legal counsel for the Shaky and Jakey Get Judged podcast show, we must inform you as a listener that the opinions, comments, and subject matter of this podcast do not in any way reflect the opinions of those that matter. In fact, we would like to state on the record that the opinions and comments of the show are from the twisted minds of the creators only, and in no way should this show be taken seriously. The fact that you have listened this long does, however, reflect that you as a listener are in dire need of a therapist. In the meantime, please move on with your life while always judging Shaky and Jakey. Thank you for tuning in. This concludes your therapy session of the Shaky and Jakey Get Judged podcast show.